So let's jump to the point. I mean, you did see the thumbnail. So I have been quite famous for being the guy that played a cEDH deck in TOPLOADERS. Link in the description below of the video or up top there in the corner if you don't believe me. But I've also been the guy to strangely collect the entire masterpiece collection, all masterpiece, all invocations, all expeditions, and yeah, I played with those. And I've also been the guy that used real cards in my deck tech videos and real cards to explain game theory once on this YouTube channel. That's kind of how the channel started. And now I'm selling them all. Or not all, inflation happened and I decided to keep a big portion of them. But I am more or less over time selling off cards, and also I'm not buying into more cards at the moment. But I would like to point out that I think investing in Magic the Gathering card is absolutely fine. It's something you can do, and given the current state of the world with inflation and such, I actually think it's a probably good investment actually. By the way, all the cards you're seeing here are cards that I've sold, so to say. They're all gone. When I started to collect these, they weren't that expensive, and then they became really expensive. When I kind of started this YouTube channel, I wanted this YouTube channel to do deck tech videos and game theory with the real Magic the Gathering cards, and I would put those cards onto the table and showcase them with a camera above them and a camera like this in front of me. Pretty much how you see everything right now. This is more or less how I wanted the YouTube channel to be. But I've changed my mind for a very simple reason. This game is way too expensive. By the way, this is really off topic, but take a look at that choke, the green card up there. A lot of people actually complained on invocations, but I really liked invocations on the camera, because when you had perfect lighting, when you illuminated the card perfectly, it looks amazing. But yeah, let's keep on forward with the video. I will miss my cards, I will admit that. I am the kind of guy that sits in my sofa and flips in my trade binder looking at beautiful card art, similar to how you would sit and watch your paintings on your wall. But today, instead of looking at beautiful card art, the feeling I'm getting is, wow, these things are expensive. How much money is in this trade binder actually? I can't imagine I'm going around in town with this in my backpack. And that thought kind of freaks me out, and also that is why you don't get to know where I live. But another big thing have happened. Proxies. The cEDH community have basically for years figured out that this game is expensive and no one can really afford it, so we're gonna allow proxies. So let's look at some beautiful card art. It's been a while. This is my cEDH deck. Would you imagine? Now where are my dual lands in this? Let's see here. Let's see. Here's my Scrubland, there you go. Basically I've started to, here's my Verdant Catacomb, this is a proxy. I've started to collect proxy versions of cards. Here's my Noble Hierarch, this is a proxy, not a real one. This is my Mox Diamond. Let me get a better look for it. Here you go, Mox Diamond, really good art in my opinion. Here is my Mana Crypt. It's a foiled proxy Mana Crypt. It costs nothing and I love that. Or well, it costs something, but compared to a real one, it's nothing. But here's a new design I really like. Look at this one. This is an Oppo agent without any text on it. Same thing here. This is my foiled proxy Gaia's Cradle with no text on it, only a name and its original card art on it. There we go, they look great. You might be wondering though why I want them without text. Well, if you're playing on Spell Table, you can't read the text anyway over the internet, so you might as well increase the card art instead, because that's how you understand what card it actually is. And most of you who are watching probably know what they do anyway. So don't worry, I'm not abandoning Magic. I'm just abandoning the Magic the Gathering expensive cards. I actually like the really cheap ones because it's kind of fun to collect and trade cheap cards and watch them grow in value and such, and then sell them off or trade them off. And I still have that deck because it's become more of a thing now. First of all, I don't need to have that deck in that way. Currently, this is the CC deck. It's shrunk into normal size because there aren't any expensive cards in it anymore. Okay, there are some, but most of it are proxy. So if a proxy actually gets damaged, that's like fine. And I really like that part because like when I played with that deck, when it was like every fetch land was an expedition, every shock land was an expedition, every artifact was a masterpiece, that felt scary. So it really felt like safe to have them in top loaders. But now I kind of like, I can probably demonstrate the top loaders with a CC proxy deck just because of the sheer fact of showing something crazy. So if you run into me in a GP Magic the Gathering cEDH event, I will have this deck with me in top loaders just so I can showcase it. But another big thing that have happened is Moxfield playtest, and some of you that have watched my cEDH gameplay videos on my other channel, this YouTube channel, link in the description below of the video or up there in the corner. But here we're doing gameplay videos that look like this. And all you can see here is Moxfield. Everything is digital on Moxfield playtest and some green screen tricks with OBS. Because another thing is that this game isn't just expensive, it's really big right now. And if as a content creator I'm going to play like all possible deck options that's out there, like trying to collect all of that just takes an enormous amount of time, even if you do it in proxies, because you have to print so much. And also setting this up with like showcasing your hand, revealing your thought process is also really hard. So Moxfield just makes that easier. So as a content creator, I've kind of moved towards this style just to be able to produce videos easier. However, I have to admit as always that I do prefer real Magic the Gathering cards, so I will try to make a gameplay video like this using real cards. I have actually done that before with Purpho's God of the Forge, but this is how it looks like. Very hard to see the card because of glare and such, and it's really hard to showcase my hand during the game. I basically sat there and held up cards in front of the camera. But it kind of worked out, as you can see. There I'm having cards in that I'm holding in my hand and such. But I don't think I can do it like this on a regular basis, because there are just so many different commander decks that needs to be played and such, and play tested and such. Those were my personal reasons of why I'm selling off Magic the Gathering cards. So basically a combination of they're getting really expensive, proxies are being allowed, and as a content creator it's really hard to keep up with that amount of cards that you need in real physical paper in order to produce videos. But once again, I would like to point out that I do think Magic the Gathering is a solid thing you can invest your money into, especially considering inflation is going up currently quite a lot. Do your own personal research and thought assessment yourself regarding the fact whether what you should do. Thank you so much for watching. See you around, guys.